All right, people, it's another bright morning day here in Southeast Asia, Malaysia to be precise. Great news to Chelsea fans. Levi Colwill has signed the deal, the new contract that will take him until 2029. Yes, deal valid until June 2029. Levi Colwill, he has penned out a new deal, new contract that will take him throughout till 2029. That is a great news for Chelsea because this chap has a future. This guy has a great future in this club. I'm so excited that he finally penned the deal. Initially, when Brighton was coming forth and was pushing with their offer, it was as if the guy didn't know what to do. But finally, he made the right decision. He made the right choice. Until 2029, he agreed to the deal on Monday, and it was signed yesterday. Or those of you that are in Europe, it was signed today. According to Fabrizio Romano, the deal has been signed finally for Levi Colwill. That will take him until 2029. It's a long-term deal, you know. That is very great from the young chap. Now we move quickly to Lukaku. Lukaku has agreed a personal terms with Juve. The player has agreed a personal terms with Juve. Yes, 3 years deal plus 1. He agreed on 3 years deal plus 1 with Juve. But before the deal can go through, Vlahovic must pass a medical test with Chelsea. He had a medical problem. His body, his physics, his physical. He has a physical issue, so he must pass his test with Chelsea. That's Vlahovic. Must pass the physical test with Chelsea, the medicals with Chelsea, before the deal can go through. We are looking at a player plus cash deal here. Lukaku will go the other way, and Vlahovic will come this way. Lukaku is going to Juventus, and then Vlahovic is coming to Chelsea. But Vlahovic has a physical problem medically. So he must pass his medical test with Chelsea before the deal can finally go through. The next today or this night for you, wherever you are, is Moises Caicedo. Caicedo has confirmed in Brighton's awards night to the guests, that came to the awards night on Tuesday. The guests that came to the awards night, he confirmed to them that he really wants to leave Brighton. He wants to make the move. But refused to comment on Chelsea interest. He didn't want to, mention any club. He refused to comment when he was asked. He refused to comment on Chelsea. But he made it very clear, and it's not the first time the player makes such a statement. He wants to leave Brighton. And we all know the interest of Chelsea in him. He wants to leave Brighton. He made it very clear to the guests that came around for the award ceremony that he wants to leave Chelsea. He wants to leave Brighton, but he falls short of telling them whether he wants to go to Chelsea or he wants to go to Liverpool or he wants to go to Man United. And for me, this is an encouraging news to all Chelsea fans, knowing the player himself is willing to leave. This is an encouraging news to us. It is an encouraging news to us. Next, we go to Leslie Ugochukwu. Leslie Ugochukwu is official now. 7 years deal plus 1. Leslie deal is official now. 7 years plus 1, making it 8 for £23.5 million. 23.5 million pounds. Leslie Ugochukwu, 7 years deal plus 1 for 23.5 million pounds. He's just 19 years old and very, very effective in midfield. He's a very strong midfielder. I believe this chap, we can easily send him on loan. We can use him as a trade-in, player plus cash. Anything can happen. He's a very good player anyway, but I'm not too sure if we're going to be keeping him. Even though our coach, Pochettino, he made a statement when he was asked about the player. He said, we need to assess him to know if he'll be ready for tomorrow's game. They need to assess him first to know if he'll be ready to partake in our next game that is coming with Dortmund, I believe. Because right now he has not trained with the squad only 1 day. So the team, the coaches need to assess the player to know his physical, ability. And then they will know whether to use him in our next game or not. according to our coach. And that does not mean also that he has a guaranteed place in the team. He might still be sent out on loan. Yes. Coming back to the main issue, Caicedo talks. Yes, there has been a talk yesterday between Caicedo's team, that's Brighton and Chelsea. Brighton and Chelsea. There has been a talk yesterday between Brighton and Chelsea regarding both Caicedo and Sanchez, Robert Sanchez, the goalkeeper of Brighton. And it is understood that the talk took place, the issues were discussed, but there's still a gap in valuation of the players. There's still a gap. Brighton is demanding £100 million, 100 plus 5 or so million pounds for Caicedo alone. And so there's still a gap between the valuation. Chelsea is still maintaining the 85 million. So the gap between the valuation is what's delaying the whole process right now. And talks will continue. Talks will continue. Sanchez wants the move. And so with his side, there's no much issue. There's not much problem with Sanchez's issue. Because he really wants the move. Likewise, Caicedo. The two players want to move. But Brighton is holding on to the evaluation. And my take on this is, this issue will drag on until this week will end. Maybe by the weekend we should have the positive news. Maybe by the weekend, because as we speak, Caicedo Agent is in US to hold talks with Brighton. You know, Brighton is still there in the US. Yes. So Caicedo Agent flew to US yesterday. He's in the US right now as we speak to hold talks with Brighton contingent in the US there. And I believe that talk is about Chelsea move. As a matter of fact, the agent want the move for the guy, for the chap, Caicedo. The agent want the guy to move to Chelsea as well. So I believe strongly the talks will center on the move to Chelsea. Let's hope that by the close of today, we should be able to have or receive a news, positive news. Between now and the weekend, between now and Friday, Saturday, we should have a positive news regarding Caicedo. But right now, it's two deals. Caicedo and Sanchez to Chelsea, all from Brighton. I just pray that Brighton will make it a little more easier for Chelsea, because the season is about to kickstart. In less than 2 weeks, in about 11 days from now, the season will kickstart. And we need all our players together in order to assess them. We need the team to be together, you know, to blend before the season begins. That is my hope. And I also hope the issue about Kudus and Olise will also be resolved as soon as possible. Like I said yesterday, I expect at least 4 more signings. I expect Kudus, I expect Caicedo, I expect Kudus or Olise. Then I expect Sanchez and Caicedo. Kudus or Olise, Sanchez and Caicedo. I expect these signings to go through for the senior squad, for the main squad. They will not be going for low, because we need experience. Like our coach said, we need experience in that midfield. Chelsea need experience in that midfield. Right now, we have almost everything. But in that midfield, we need an experienced player, and we need a goalkeeper that can compete with Kepa. That is my take. See you again soon. Cheers for now.